Like a force of an empty plane amidst the warning bells of an untold economic hardship, the nationwide protest defied all odds despite the passionate plea from the government. Not even a scary reminder of the NSAS protest, nor the African Spring in Kenya and Sudan could not stop the angry protest.
This is just 1 year in the administration. We are not saying what you people are doing is not right, but let us be civil about it.
Subsidy removal has caused major harm than good in this country.
The man has good mindset for Nigerians, but let us be patient. We should not allow any ethnic war or tribal war. We are all Nigerians. We all came here for a single reason, and that is to protest against bad governance. The bleeding is too much. The hunger is too much. The hardship is too much. Yet we have our politicians from the presidency to the National Assembly to the state governors to the members of the House of Assembly. We see them living large.
Protesters defied it and hit the streets of Abuja.
No person is talking about their right to protest, but the court order have said that they should protest inside the stadium.
Hey, where are we? Are we not at the National Stadium? We are at the National Stadium. We're in the National Stadium.
Okay, but now, talking about...
And do you know that I've actually not seen the order? I've not seen the order. All I have seen are news reports.
Today is a first day of the End Bad Governance protest. IYC as a council that represents the Ijaw youth globally is here to register our displeasure. It is on record that Nigeria governance has caused a lot of problem for the masses. People we have given the mandate to go and manage our common resources have decided to impoverish us with our own resources. They have decided to give us wrong policies that will on daily basis impoverish us. As we speak, it is a known fact that cost of living does not have boundary.
What are you saying?
The protests continue to gather momentum. The protesters then left the stadium, marching through the National Hospital and Diplomatic Zone before heading towards Abuja Central Business District. To bring their demands loud enough to the ears of the government, the next port of call for them was the Eagle Square. But just when they got to the three-arm zone bridge that links Aso Rock Presidential Villa and Eagle Square, the police had to fire tear gas canisters to disperse the protesters and prevent them from entering the Eagle Square. In no time, what appeared a peaceful march turned chaotic as security forces repelled the growing number of protesters, firing canisters continuously while many scampered for safety.
We're protesting peacefully. Look at them throwing tear gas at us. We did not do anything. We did not cause any harm. Police are throwing tear gas at us. We are hungry. Tinubu, please come and address us. Come and address.
Protesters vow to reconvene in stronger force until there is a genuine conversation to bring reprieve to the...
My fellow Nigerians, I speak to you today with a heavy heart and sense of responsibility, aware of the turmoil and violent protests unleashed in some of our states. Notably, among the protesters were young Nigerians who desired a better and more progressive country where their dreams, hope, and personal aspiration would be fulfilled. I am especially pained by the loss of lives in Borno, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and other states, the destruction of facilities in some states, and the wanton looting of supermarkets and shops, contrary to the promise of protest organizers that the protest will be peaceful across the country. The destruction of properties set us back as a nation, as scarce resources will be again used to restore them. I commiserate with the families and relations of those who have died in the protests. We must stop further bloodshed, violence, and destruction. As the president of this country, I must ensure public order in line with the constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen. Our government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear this nation apart. Under the circumstances, I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity. Nigeria requires all hands on deck and need us all, regardless of age, party, tribe, religion, or other divides, to work together, reshaping our destiny as a nation. To those who have taken undue advantage of this situation to threaten any section of this country, be warned. The law will catch up with you. There is no place for ethnic bigotry or such threats in the Nigeria we seek to build. Our democracy progresses when the constitutional rights of every Nigerian are respected and protected. Our law enforcement agencies should continue to ensure full protection of life and properties of innocent citizens in a responsible manner. My vision for our country is one of a just and prosperous nation where each person may enjoy the peace, freedom, and meaningful livelihood that only democratic good governance can provide. One that is open, transparent, and accountable to the Nigerian people. For decades, our economy has remained anemic and taken a dip because of many misalignments that have stunted our growth. Just over a year ago, our dear country, Nigeria, reached a point where we couldn't afford to continue the use of temporary solutions to solve long-term problems for the sake of now and our unborn generations. I therefore took the painful yet necessary decision to remove fuel subsidy and abolish multiple foreign exchange systems, which had constituted a noose around the economic jugular of our nation and impede our economic development and progress. These actions block the greedy and the profit that smugglers and rent seekers made. They also block the undue subsidy we had extended to our neighboring countries to the detriment of our people, rendering our economy prostrate. These decisions are made were necessary if we must reverse the decades of economic mismanagement that didn't serve us well. Yes, I agree, the buck stops on my table, but I can assure you that I am focused fully on delivering the governance to the people, good governance for that matter. In the past 14 months, our government has made significant strides in rebuilding the foundation of our economy to carry us into a future of plenty and abundance. On the physical side, aggregate government revenue has more than doubled, hitting over 9.1 trillion naira in the first half of 2024 compared to the first half of 2023 due to our efforts at blocking leakages, introducing automation, and mobilizing funds creatively without additional burden on the people. Productivity is gradually increasing in the non-oil sector, reaching new levels and taking advantage of the opportunities in our current economic ambience. My dear brothers and sisters, we have come this far, coming from a place where our country spent 97% of all our revenue on debt service. We have been able to reduce that to 68% in the last 13 months. We have also cleared legitimate outstanding foreign exchange obligations of about $5 billion without any adverse impact on our programs. This has given us more financial freedom and room to spend more money on you, our citizens, to fund essential social services like education and healthcare. It has also led to our state and local government receiving highest allocation ever in our country's history from the Federation account. We have also embarked on major infrastructure projects across the country. We are working to complete inherited projects critical to our economic prosperity, including roads, bridges, railways, power, and oil and gas development. Notably, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and Sokoto-Badagry Highway projects will open up 16 connecting states, creating thousands of jobs and boosting economic output through trade, tourism, and cultural integration. Our once declining oil and gas industry is experiencing a resurgence on the back of the reforms I announced in May 2024 to address the gaps in the Petroleum Industry Act. Last month, we increased our oil production to 1.61 million barrels per day, and our gas assets are receiving the attention they deserve. Investors are coming back, and we have already seen 2 foreign direct investments signed over $500 million since then. Fellow Nigerians, we are a country blessed with both oil and gas resources, but we met a country that had been dependent solely on oil-based petrol, neglecting its gas resources to power the economy. We were also using our hard-earned foreign exchange to pay for and subsidize the use. To address this, we immediately launched our compressed natural gas initiative, CNG, to power our transportation economy and bring us down. This will save over 2 trillion naira a month being used to import PMS and AGO and free up our resources for more investment in healthcare and education. To this end, we'll be distributing 1 million kits of extremely low or no cost to commercial vehicles that transport people and goods and who currently consume 80% of imported PMS and AGO. We have started the distribution of conversion kits and setting up of conversion centers across the country in conjunction with the private sector. We believe that this CNG initiative will reduce transportation costs by approximately 60% and help to curb inflation. Our administration has shown its commitment to the youth by setting up the student loan scheme. To date, 45.6 billion has already been processed for payment to students and their respective institutions. I encourage more of our vibrant youth population to take advantage of this opportunity. We established the Consumer Credit Corporation with over 200 billion to help Nigerians to acquire essential products without the need for immediate cash payment, making life easier for millions of households. This will consequently reduce corruption and eliminate cash and opaque transactions. This week, I ordered the release of an additional 50 billion naira, each for NEL Fund, the student loan, and credit corporation for the proceeds of crime recovered by the EFCC. Additionally, we have secured $620 million under the Digital and Creative Enterprises, IDICE, a program to empower our young people, creating millions of IT and technical jobs that will make them globally competitive. This program, including the 3 million technical talents scheme, unfortunately, one of digital centers was vandalized during the protests in Kano. What a shame. In addition, we have introduced the Skill Up Artisans Program, SUPER, the Nigerian Youth Academy, NIA, and the National Youth Talent Export Program, NATEP. Also, more than 570 billion has been released to the 36 states to expand livelihood support to their citizens, while 600,000 nano businesses have benefited from our nano grants. An additional 400,000 more nano businesses are expected to benefit. Furthermore, 75,000 beneficiaries have processed to receive our 1 million micro and small business single-digit interest loans starting this month. We have also built 10 MSME hubs within the past year, created 240,000 jobs through them, and 5 more hubs are in progress, which will be ready by October this year. Payment of 1 billion each also have been made to large manufacturers under our single-digit loan to boost manufacturing output and stimulate growth. I signed the national minimum wage into law last week, and the lowest earning worker will now earn at least 70,000 naira a month. 6 months ago in Kasana, Abuja, I inaugurated the first phase of our ambitious housing initiative, the Renew Hope City and Estate. This project is the first of 6 we have planned across the nation's geopolitical zones. Each of these cities will include a minimum of 1,000 housing units, with Kasana itself set to deliver 3,212 units. In addition to this city project, we are also launching the Renew Hope Estate in every state, each comprising 500 housing units. Our goal is to complete a total of 100,000 housing units over the next 3 years. This initiative is not only about providing homes, but also about creating thousands of jobs across the nation, as well as stimulating economic growth. We are providing incentives to farmers to increase food production, at affordable prices. I have directed that tariffs and other import duties should be removed on rice, wheat, maize, sorghum, and drugs, and other pharmaceutical medical supplies for the next 6 months, in the first instance, to help drive down the prices. I have been meeting with our governors and key ministers to accelerate food production. We've distributed fertilizers. Our target is to cultivate more than 10 million hectares of land to grow what we eat. The federal government will provide all necessary incentives for this initiative, whilst the state provides the land, which will put millions of our people to work and further increase food production. In the past few months, we have also ordered mechanized farming equipment, such as tractors and planters, worth billions of naira from the United States, Belarus, and Brazil. I can confirm to you that the equipment is on the way. My dear Nigerians, especially our youths, I have heard you loud and clear. I understand the pain and the frustration that drive this protest, and I want to assure you that our government is committed to listening and addressing the concerns of our citizens. But we must not let violence and destruction tear our nation apart. We must work together to build a brighter future where every Nigerian can live with dignity and prosperity. The task before us is a collective one, and I am leading the charge as your president. A lot of work has gone into stabilizing our economy, and I must stay focused on ensuring that the benefits reached every single Nigerian as we promised. My administration is working very hard to improve and expand our national infrastructure and create more opportunities for our young people. Let nobody misinform and miseducate you about your country or tell you that your government does not care about you. Although there have been many dashed hopes in the past, we are in a new era of renewed hope. We are working hard, and the result will soon be visible and concrete for everyone to see, feel, and enjoy. Let us work together to build a brighter future for ourselves and for generations to come. Let's choose hope over fear, unity over division, and progress over stagnation. The economy is recovering. Please, don't shut out this oxygen. Now that we have been enjoying democratic governance for 25 years, do not let the extremists of enemies of democracy use you to promote an unconstitutional agenda that will set us back on our democratic journey. Forward ever, backward never. In conclusion, security operatives should continue to maintain peace, law, and order in our country, following the necessary Convention on Human Rights, to which Nigeria is a signatory. The safety and security of all Nigerians are paramount. Thank God and thank you for your attention. And may God continue to bless our great nation. Thank you very much.
Bad government has given us sleepless nights. As we speak, in our own state, Bayelsa State in particular, we cannot even boast of 3 hours light a day, and we are paying for light bill. We are begging the federal government, which is in charge of policy making that we want true federalism as a people. The unemployment rates in our communities are alarming. Youth have graduated from the universities. So many youth have gotten good training skills, but nowhere to absorb them. All they have to tell us is that we have to look for a way out. But government needs to give us the enabling environment. It is the responsibility of government to give us an enabling environment where business will thrive. The private sector in every normal society is the driver of economy and employment. But today, the Nigerian policies are to kill private investors. The public-private partnership that we believe that will create job opportunities for our youth, they have decided not to put ear and attention. IYC as an organization have said enough is enough. As a people, we are not comfortable with the current cost of living. The high level of inflation that is affecting our communities is unbecoming. Our people cannot, because of cost of living, afford quality health care for themselves. Because for you to go to the health sector to get yourself proper health care, that means you have to sacrifice your daily meal. And that is unbecoming. The death rate is alarming. We are calling on the federal government that enough is enough. Bring in policies that are going to be people friendly. The Niger Delta is the oil and gas industrial hub. As we speak, Bayelsa State is the state that has the highest number of gas reserve. But we can't even boast of a turbine that is working. All we are saying is that the federal government should give us true federalism as a people. That will make Nigeria work, so that we can hold our governors accountable for any fund, any mismanagement of fund. True federalism is the only way where federal government will be collecting tax, while state government generates their revenues and pay tax to the center. We need a part-time legislative system. The money that the legislators are taking is unbecoming. Cost of governance is one of our problems. Corruption is one of our problems. All we want is true governance that will give the people the dividends of democracy. Yes. This democracy, our forefathers fought for it. And we cannot fold our hand at this point in time to see that people undermine the democracy that our forefathers fought for. As a Niger Delta youth, our challenges are peculiar to us. We are using this nationwide protest to register our displeasure. Some of our challenges as a people is that the oil and gas environment that we found ourselves, the pollution is unalarming. The organic cleanup have started. We want the organic cleanup to be implemented in every other part of the Niger Delta, especially the oil extraction. We want true federalism. We want the NDDC to be removed from the Treasury single account so that the NDDC can carry out signature projects for us. We want the federal government to look into the amnesty program. Since the existence of the amnesty program, the yearly budget has been 65 billion. And the cost of living, the inflation rate has increased. Today, the federal government has looked into the minimum wage issue. It should also look into the amnesty budget so that our people can at least, those that have decided to accept the amnesty, can feed their family with comfort. We don't want the Niger Delta to get into another form of crisis. All what we want is sincerity from the government. We want the federal government to look into these our peculiar challenges so that we will have a normal working system. The NNPC and the Petroleum Ministry have failed us as a result of poor policies. Nigeria government is playing politics with the life and the living condition of our people. You have removed subsidy. Today, our refineries are not still working. How do you want the petroleum price to come down? Petrol price cannot come down in as much as we are importing all these things. We have 3 states government-owned refineries. They promise us that before the end of first quarter of 2024, these refineries are going to work. But all we see is that it's lie upon lie, one lie after the other. Those within the corridor of power are too comfortable, and the masses cannot endure it anymore. We are sounding it very clear that after this 10 days warning strike, we are giving the federal government 90 days. In that 90 days, if some things that we are agitating for is not put into consideration, the Niger Delta region is going to commence another protest that will end up shutting down the entire Niger Delta. Hands up! Hands up! Because we cannot bear it anymore. Cost of living, inflation in the riverine areas as we speak is above 200%. Our people are suffering. As we speak, all the NNPC fuel stations that are in our creeks, no one is functioning. They don't even take fuel to those areas. As we speak, a liter of fuel in our communities is over 2,000 naira. Our people are suffering, and we are saying that enough is enough. Let government go into what is called good governance that will put the people that gave them the mandate the dividends of democracy. They have to put the people in priority. Thank you, and God bless you. And we are going to mount this protest till the 10 days. And after these 10 days, we are going to give the federal government 90 days. If some of these our complaints are not looked into, believe you me, the Niger Delta region is going to start another serious protest that will make sure that we shut down everywhere in the Niger Delta. Enough is enough.
Welcome to Noble Black News, where empowerment meets truth. Our mission is to uplift and empower the Black community. We stand for truth, integrity, and representation. Our stories are your stories, told with pride and passion. Join us as we celebrate our heritage and our future. Together, we are stronger, louder, and more united. Noble Black News is your voice, your platform, your news. We bring you the stories that matter, with integrity and heart. Our commitment is to the truth, no matter the cost. We highlight the achievements and struggles of our community. Every story we tell is a step towards empowerment. We are more than news. We are a movement. Join us in making a difference, one story at a time. Together, we can change the narrative. Noble Black News, empowering our community, one story at a time.